Welcome to Scarying YouTube channel, be another chilling tale. Tonight, we venture into the depths of a cursed place, a church, once holy, now abandoned by man and God alike. Lock your doors, dim the lights, and prepare yourself for 20 minutes of suspense as we unravel the terrifying mystery of St. Dymphna's Church. The story begins. In a small, forgotten village nestled deep in the woods, there stands an ancient church, St. Dymphna's Church. Its walls, weathered and crumbling, are all that remains of what was once a thriving parish. For generations, it was a place of worship, solace, and community. But now, it is nothing more than a hollow shell, avoided by all who live nearby. The locals speak in hushed tones about the church, avoiding the subject as if uttering its name alone might bring about misfortune. But the curious always ask, why was it abandoned? The truth is buried under layers of fear, superstition, and a dark secret that none dare to confront. It all began 50 years ago, on a cold autumn night. The church had been standing for centuries, but that evening, something changed. A new priest, Father Gabriel, had just arrived. The villagers, desperate for spiritual guidance, welcomed him with open arms. But Father Gabriel was not like the priest before him. He was different, quiet, intense. Some said his eyes held a strange darkness. From the moment Father Gabriel took his post, strange things began to happen. The bells of the church would toll at odd hours, even when no one was there to ring them. The candles on the altar would extinguish themselves during Mass, no matter how many times they were relit. And then there were the whispers. At first, they were faint, almost imperceptible, but soon, every villager who stepped into the church could hear them. Voices disembodied, whispering prayers in languages no one recognized. And the more people prayed, the louder the voices became. One evening, during a particularly stormy night, Father Gabriel disappeared. No one saw him leave, and there were no signs of struggle. It was as if he had simply vanished into thin air. The following Sunday, the villagers found the church doors wide open, though no one had unlocked them. Inside, they discovered something far more terrifying. The altar was drenched in blood. Though there were no bodies, no explanation. The once beautiful stained glass windows, depicting saints and angels, were shattered, and scrawled across the walls in an unknown script were words that no one dared to translate. That was the last time anyone from the village set foot inside St. Dymphna's Church. Years passed, and the church fell into ruin. But the whispers never stopped. Those brave enough to walk past its gates at night swore they could hear Father Gabriel's voice, calling out for help, begging for release. But there was another voice too, a darker, more malevolent presence that spoke in tongues no human should ever hear. Many believed the church was cursed, that Father Gabriel had unleashed something ancient, something evil that could never be put back. Some even claimed that the priest had made a pact with a demon, offering his soul in exchange for knowledge forbidden to man. In more recent years, thrill seekers and ghost hunters from nearby towns have tried to explore the church. They go in, armed with cameras and recording devices, hoping to capture evidence of the paranormal. Some return with nothing but fear in their eyes, swearing they will never speak of what they saw. Others never return at all. There's a story about one such group. They were a team of amateur ghost hunters, 5 friends with a shared love of the supernatural. They had heard the legends of St. Dymphna's Church and were determined to uncover the truth. With their cameras rolling, they entered the church at midnight. The air inside was thick and heavy, filled with the stench of decay and something else, something far worse. As they ventured deeper into the nave, the whispers began. At first, they were faint, almost indistinguishable from the wind. But soon, they became louder, surrounding them, coming from every direction. "Do you hear that?" one of the friends whispered, his voice trembling. They all nodded. The whispers grew louder still, now sounding like chanting. Prayers in that same unfamiliar language echoed through the hall. Suddenly, one of the cameras caught movement. A shadow darted past the frame, too quick to be human. They froze, their eyes darting around the room. The air grew colder, their breath visible in the moonlight, streaming through the broken windows. Then, from the back of the church, they heard a low, guttural growl. It wasn't human. It couldn't be. Without warning, the church doors slammed shut behind them. The whispers turned into screams, angry, agonized cries that filled their heads. One of the friends bolted for the door, but no matter how hard he pulled, it wouldn't budge. They were trapped. Panic set in. The group huddled together, praying, though their prayers seemed to be swallowed by the overwhelming noise around them. And then in the center of the room, they saw it, a figure, tall and cloaked in shadow, standing before the altar. Its face was hidden, but they could feel its eyes, burning with hatred and hunger. The figure raised its hand, and the blood-soaked altar began to shake. The walls of the church groaned as if they were alive, and the stained glass remnants rattled violently in their frames. The floor beneath them seemed to pulse with a heartbeat not of this world. One of the friends screamed, collapsing to the floor as his body convulsed unnaturally. The others tried to help, but they could feel it now. The presence, the thing that had taken Father Gabriel, was here with them, and it was angry in a final, desperate act. One of the remaining friends pulled out a small cross, holding it up in defiance. For a brief moment, the whispers stopped, and the air seemed to still. The figure paused, its shadowy form flickering, as if unsure. But then, with a horrifying shriek, it lunged toward them. The camera footage ends there. The group was never seen again. Their equipment was found days later, abandoned outside the church, still recording. But no one dares to watch the footage anymore. The last known person to view it went mad. St. Dymphna's church remains untouched, a place lost in time, where darkness reigns and whispers never die. They say the door is always open now, waiting for its next visitor. Some mysteries are best left unsolved. The next time you walk by an old, abandoned church, take care not to listen too closely to the whispers on the wind. You never know what might be listening back. If you enjoyed tonight's story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next tale. Until then, stay safe and beware the shadows.